This hair is my morning hair, okay? Leave me alone. I'm tired. We're not having this conversation right now, so actually, it's not even a conversation because you guys aren't gonna talk back to me because this is a video. Okay, you know, um, yeah, I don't know. But I'm still alive in case you're wondering. Like, haven't committed suicide yet. You know, like, hopefully I'm never going to, but you know. With the way my mind works sometimes, like, you never know for sure about anything, really. But I'm gonna try to survive and live and all that stuff that I talked about in the last couple videos, because I'm an inspiration to myself. I'm kidding. Anyways, my uncle is moving in even faster than he was trying before, because before he was like moving in, but he was kind of slow about it because like he hates my dad. Well, I mean, he doesn't hate him, he's just really strongly disappointed in my dad, like me, and kind of can't stand being around him, like me. So it's really difficult for him to live with my dad, but he also really likes my dad's place because my dad's place has a huge, nice, like, kitchen and has a lot of, like, supplies in that kitchen, which is really nice. Of course, my dad is, like, a shopaholic and a hoarder, and so his kitchen is overflowing with, like, shit and junk and just, like, random, like, food that's, like, expired from, like, 5 years ago. And he still keeps it and is like, I'll use this someday. Like, he's so irrational. Like, I don't understand. But anyways, so my uncle hates the clutter and the cold because I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but like my dad, um, he has trouble sleeping sometimes. So to compensate for that, he makes the house literally freezing cold 24/7. Even now in November of all times, sometimes his house is colder than it is outside, and it's flipping November. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, it's ridiculous. And I'm like, I freaking hate his house because the memories, the clutter, the cold, and also now I really cannot stand being around my dad. So like it's like just his house in general, just like fuck that. No, thank you. No, we're good. Anyways, um, so um, like, oh, also by the way, my dad texted me yesterday and was like, "I understand you're grieving." But she was my wife too, which you seem to forget, and I'm sad too. So don't shut me out. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Really? Really? I'm grieving too? La la la. Really? You fucking like, nah. Fuck you, dude. Like, no. Like, I'm grieving. I don't even think he has the physical capability of grieving or expressing that grief. Like, do you know how alone I felt when he literally ignored me while I was sobbing? Like, what kind of parent does that? Like, no, he's not a parent, okay? Unless he starts changing and helping himself and trying to understand that he has problems and trying to help those problems. I literally cannot be around him. I cannot stand him right now. Like, unless he changes, I cannot do that. So that's exactly what I texted him. I was like, I love you no matter what, but, and I appreciate that you're so-called grieving, but you can never understand what I'm going through, and unless you try and help yourself first, we can't help our relationship. So thank you, but I can't do anything until you change. And after I texted him that, he didn't text me back. He probably thinks I'm like being like the ultimate disrespectful person, whatever. Oh my god. Which honestly, like, oh my god. When I found out about my mom, like, I was like really like upset, obviously devastated. I'm still devastated and it still hurts. Like it I'm not crying anymore. I mean, I'm not like holding, like, I'm not like repressed of like crying because like I cried for like 48 hours straight almost. Um, so it's not that like I am trying not to cry. It's just that like I'm like I feel like I like the period of like crying is over. I mean, sometimes I do like cry a little bit. Like occasionally, like I'll look at something that reminds me of her, and like a few tears will fall down. But it's not like devastating, like sobbing, where like I can't contain it. But like it still really hurts, you know. Like my whole body doesn't hurt anymore, but like my chest just like feels like really heavy, and like there's just like this like pain in my chest, which is like really weird to explain because like that's kind of like what the fuck, like how does that correlate with pain? But you know what, emotional pain and physical pain are more intertwined than we can probably even comprehend, so I'm not even going to question it. I'm just going to be like, yeah, this shit hurts, it's fine, I'm good. um but yeah, but one thing that I found that's really helping me is like I'm trying my hardest to like stay positive and like think about good things, like good things about my mom and I, and just good things like in general about like myself and things that I like or love or look forward to in life, to like try and like encourage, because I'm trying not to do anything bad, you know, like I'm really really trying because I want to live, you know, like it's not like I don't want to live, but it's like the urges are so strong sometimes. It's like incredibly difficult, you know? So I'm like trying my hardest. Like my uncle is helping a lot. Like he's just like, I've never trusted or loved, like, well, I mean, I love, like, any person that I love equally and just as strongly. But like with him, there's just like this parallel, like, trust to go along with that love, which is like, it just makes like love that much more powerful, you know? Um, because love is something that I've always felt. Like I've always been like an easily attached, like loving person, you know? Like I just, even as a kid, like I would literally, like as a kid, I would like randomly hug up strangers because like they looked sad or I just thought they looked nice and I would give them a hug. Like, and like my mom stopped me from doing that because obviously it's kind of creepy, and plus like kidnappers could like be like, oh, this child is literally walking up to me, so I'm gonna like, you know. But um so I've always been like really like easily like attached to people and like love really really strongly, you know, and I love everyone like equally. um and so, but like I've never really fully trusted anyone before, like ever in my entire life, which is honestly like quite sad. But I just couldn't, you know. I just like I just couldn't, you know. And but like with my uncle, like everything, like I've said before, like I mentioned it briefly, like I've hit him with like literally my entire life. Like all of my pain, I've hit him like full force. Cuz like I was honestly like kind of scared to trust him, like scared that he was like, cuz he's not here for like, I don't know. I think the reason that it was easier for me to trust him or like try and accept him is that he's dealt with mental health issues before. Like his ex-girlfriend and him, who are still like good friends right now, which I think is like super like really cool and amazing. But she, like, they were together for like 13 years and they had like an incredible relationship and bond, and they still do. Um and like he, like she changed him for the better, and like he just became more like open-minded and accepting and like understands mental health, and he helped her a lot and she helped him a lot, and like it was just a really cool relationship. Like I aspire to have that kind of relationship. Obviously they didn't work out in the end, but like they still really care for each other and they still really love each other and they still have like a good friendship, because like 13 years is a long ass time and they grew from each other and there's no way that they could let that go, so they're forever going like to be friends. They just can't be romantically together anymore, which I understand. Like sometimes relationships just don't work out, but you can still be friends with that person, you know. And I think that's what a lot of people confuse, like romantic relationships. They kind of like confuse them with like lust, and like they think lust is love and like just attachment is not love. And like just, I don't know, like there's a lot of complexities of romance that I don't quite understand because I'm only 17 and have never really been in an actual relationship before. Um, and those that I have, I usually cut off really quickly because like I have commitment issues, you know. So yeah. we're going there, you know. Um, but yeah, I was making a list of like things that I really like about myself or like about the world, and like things that I look forward to in the future, and things that I like hobbies or just like literally items. Like I wrote down like my favorite type of like clothing, which if you can guess, it's t-shirts, sweaters, and sweatpants. Sometimes jeans, but usually those comfortable clothes. You know, like I just like soft, comfortable things. Okay, like sue me. Okay. um, but yeah, just like I just wrote that list because like it's. I mean, I'm still writing it to be honest, because like it really is comforting because it helps a lot. Because otherwise, if I don't work on my positivity, um, I have no choice but to uh, mourn. Well, I mean, I'm always mourning, but like I have no choice but to like just fall, and I don't want to fall. Like I'm like trying my hardest to keep standing, but like it's like a little breeze could push me down and I will fall, and it'll be like really devastating, and I'm scared of that. Um so I'm like trying my hardest to like stay positive and like try my hardest like cuz I'm like I'm like scared of what will happen if I fall, cuz like I know that I'm like incredibly unstable right now, and like if I fall, like there might not be a coming back. Um and like I can't do that. So we're gonna stay positive, you know, like just a little bit. But yeah. One incredible thing that I've noticed about my uncle, because I trust him so much and like I love him so much, like he and I have like created like a really strong like relationship, and like he's like my main support. Like, you know, like he's literally what keeps me together, because my grandma and I like love each other, and like we actually had like a little moment yesterday. Like she was really sad about my mom too, and like we bonded, and she talked about her mom in Japan and how she died when she was in high school as well from tuberculosis, and like she like really loved her mom, and she really cared about her mom, and she was upset about her mom too, but she said she didn't want me to be that upset that I got sick. And I was like, thank you. And like we had a little moment, and we like cried together, which, and then we said we loved each other, which, I mean, if you're Japanese, like that never happens. Like Japanese, especially like older generation Japanese, like don't express very well. Like they're not very open, you know. And the fact that she was so vulnerable with me, like I'm really grateful for, and I will like forever remember. um yeah, actually there's like this she was telling me about her mom, and like how her mom was like buried in Japan, and she was like wanting to visit her with me the next time she goes to Japan. And I was like thinking that's like that sounds like a great idea, and like I was thinking, oh my god, like we could go with Lisa, and we could go to with like my cousins, and like my uncle and her and me, and maybe my cousin's mom and my uncle's ex-wife. So I think that that would be like a cool like family thing. Um, I would invite my dad, but he might just ruin it. So like we're not gonna do that, you know. Yeah. I don't know. I've like tried so hard to understand my dad, and I've just come to realize that like you can't understand him more than he can understand himself. And if he's in denial about who he even is or what he's even done that's wrong or right, like he like you can't help or understand somebody who doesn't even know themselves and is in too far denial to even realize who they are or what they do. So, or how they hurt people. So like I can't help him, and I can't understand him, and I just have to wait for him to change, if he does change, because continuing a relationship with him is just gonna hurt me. You know, it's just gonna hurt me. Like it's truly just going to hurt me. And his fiance who's in Vietnam, like I want to just text her and tell her like, you seem like an amazing, like, because she's a super nice person, and she's like really smart, and she's like really beautiful, and like she has like a huge like amazing future. Like I can see that for her. So like I'm almost tempted to kind of sabotage her relationship with my dad, because like he does not deserve her at all. Like, she's completely innocent in this, and he's just being like a dick who's using people as usual. And so I almost just want to tell her, like, hey, like, you need to run. Let go, like, and just run. But the thing is, we kind of have like a language mistranslation because she is okay with writing, but she still has like some issues with understanding it fully. And like speaking to her like in person is like almost impossible because her accent's so heavy, and sometimes she says words like completely wrong, like vowels especially, like she'll mess up, or like certain spellings like mess her up too, like the word like the ch of like ch like sometimes messes her up too, like, which is understandable. She's still really like early in her learning of English, so like it's understandable that like we can't really communicate that well. But that's gonna be create another issue because like what if I try and sabotage it and she just thinks that like because I'm mourning, like I'm being irrational and trying to push her away because I'm like afraid of her or something. Which honestly, like my dad might think that too, which is just kind of like ridiculous, but like they're probably going to think that. And plus, like my dad is like really manipulative when he wants to be, and like she's never seen his like real side. She's only seen his like charismatic, like friendly, like I love you side because she's like me when I was a kid. Like she's only seen him like the most like a few months in Vietnam, and then he would go back. But like it was kind of like when I was a kid, like I thought he was the best, most amazing person ever because I got short periods of time with him when he was like pretending. And then now that I'm around him more and like have seen everything, I know that he's not a good person, and I know that he needs to change, but he doesn't know that. And I know that if I insist on trying to change him or trying to understand him on my own, like that's not going to be productive and it's just going to hurt me. So I need to let him go until he changes, and then once he changes or starts changing, I can let him back in my life. But right now, that's not possible. Like I just can't have him in my life right now, which is really sad. But I mean, so I would say that I lost two parents the day that my mom died, but to be honest, like I had already lost one parent from the beginning. So in reality, like I just lost one parent and had already lost my dad for a long time. Like I don't think I ever had him as a father, which is really sad. But I do think that deep down he really does love me and care for me, but like he's just so deep in his own like denial and like just I don't even understand what it all is that's twisted about him, but he needs to get help and he needs to realize that he needs help, but he's too proud to do that. And he's not going to do it for years. I guarantee you it's going to be years, if not decades. If not on his deathbed, before he even realizes that he needs to change. Which is like also kind of hurts. Like my heart is like, fuck man, how much more pain can we fucking take? And I'm just like, hang in there, buddy, hang in there, love you. Like, oh. Yeah. But the good news is, out of all this shit, I started like a relationship with my grandma. Well, I kind of already had a relationship with my grandma, but like, you know how I get. Like sometimes I get really frustrated with her, but like, you know, I still really love her, and like we still like are grandma and granddaughter. Like hello. And my cousin and I like have a relationship or are building a relationship, and that's pretty cool too. And then my uncle and I are like building and also my two best friends and I are like building relationships. Although to be honest, like I have such deep trust issues that like even them I don't fully trust. Okay, hold on. She's asking if I'm hungry. Because I've been up for like 3 or 4 hours now, but I still don't get out of bed because like, you know, I'm lazy. And I'm actually kind of starting to get hungry, but not much. Yeah, my appetite and like hunger is still kind of wonky, but I'm still eating because I need to eat. But it's not exactly like easy. In fact, like I was snacking on pistachios last night, but then like right afterwards I like threw up because I just like couldn't eat, and it was kind of bad. But I mean, I'm trying, you know, I'm trying. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. But, my, my uncle and I are building like a really strong relationship because of the trust that's between us, you know? And, I think a main contributor to that was that it's really not his responsibility to be over here. Like, it's not, he doesn't need to be here. Like, he could be just like my dad and just like ignore my grandma and I, because like I'm his niece. Like, I'm not like his like first family, you know? Like, so I don't, like, it was really hard for me to wrap my head around why he was over here, and I was trying to like understand the reasoning behind it, because every single person in my life has wanted something from me. Like, every person. And he is the only person in my life that I've ever had who like didn't, and like came here purely because he loves us. And I was just like, I can't, like, it's like, I don't like, how do you like express your appreciation for that? Like, you know, like, it's not so I think that's why, you know. And then also, like I talked about previously, like his ex-girlfriend like also built me like trust between us, because like I knew that like he understands, you know. um so yeah. And I don't know, like maybe it's because I have such deep trust issues that I think that a lot of people in my life like want something from me. But I think that's just how humans are. Like, we just are like that. Like, we want something from people, either if it's like subconsciously or consciously, even if it's not malicious intent. But like, we do always do something because we want something in return. Usually, like, there's never, aside from my uncle, like there's never been a time where I like truly felt like altruistic love and like selfless love and like just love to love, you know. There's always been like something to go along with it, like, oh, I want your friendship, or like, I don't want to be alone, or like, I'm paying you, or like, you get like a I'm saving you feeling, like God is appreciating me feeling, or look at me, I'm such a great Samaritan, or like, I don't know, but like so many people have used me or just like wanted to be with me because they wanted to use me. So, or they just got something out of loving me or pretending to love me or whatever it was. And it's just kind of like, it's fucked up, you know? Like, it's really fucked up. But like, that's how my life has been, you know? Even my mom, like, I know that she truly loved me like selflessly, and I will always love that about her and appreciate that about her. But she also like, sorry, she also had like an unhealthy attachment to me because I was her only family, and she felt that she truly needed me like all the time. So even my own mom, like, I didn't really feel true altruistic love, and I didn't trust her because she hurt me a lot. But I mean, I know that she didn't hurt me intentionally, but like, it still like creates like mistrust between a person once they hurt you, you know. Like, you just, and I know like my uncle's probably gonna like hurt me, but like he's always gonna like be able to like be there for me and support me, you know. Like, and he'll, like, I don't really, I don't know. um yeah. And then, yeah, my best friends I really love and I really trust with a lot of things. But I like have had so many people like turn on me or like hurt me that like like I'm so used to like people like changing on me, or like, I don't know. So it's not that I don't love them and I don't trust them and I don't like really appreciate them, because like they are my best friends, but like there's a deep like just distrust, because like I know that they're like amazing people and they're really accepting and they're really loving of everybody, but they also don't really truly understand what I've gone through, and they probably will never understand. But like I know that they love me, you know, and I know like deep down that they will love me no matter what, just like how I will love them no matter what. But I also like have this like deep rooted fear that they're gonna like run from me once they like know everything, you know, or like once like I can't, I don't know, it's like really hard because it's like irrational. What? I'm asking about food again. Like, no, not fucking hungry. Thank you. Okay, anyways. Um, I love her, but goodness, okay, she doesn't get the message sometimes, and I'm just like, fuck, dude, love you, but like, halt, please, stop. Okay, I didn't, why did I say halt? I'm not fucking like, construction worker, goodness. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go and eat, I guess, and try not throwing up afterwards. Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of fucking issues, okay? But at least I'm trying to help them, you know? And I'm like trying to become a better person and trying to work through this, even though it's like probably the hardest thing that I've ever had to work through, ever. So that's fun. And I've been through a lot, like, you know, and this is like, this just takes the cake. Like, you know, just takes the cake. Like, oh, love it so much. Okay, a bit dramatic here, but like, you know what? Leave me be. um, but yeah, I really like just, I don't know. And my dad, like, I mean, my uncle, like, is really helping me like through this and like giving me like motivation and like support and like love and trust and like everything that I truly, really, really, really need right now. Which I'm so grateful for. Like, and then my best friends too. Like, I'm either, I think it's gonna be next weekend, but I can like, I'm gonna try and call them and see if like we can have like a group sleepover or something, because like I really want to, because like I can't like do this alone and I really need them, you know. Like my uncle's great, but like I also really need my best friends, and so I really want to like have a group sleepover and just like cry it out or cuddle with them or just watch TV and like laugh together, or like, I don't know, just being with them is gonna be enough to like help me, you know. I just need them, you know. Like, even though there's like this deep irrational like fear of them leaving me, I know that deep down that they would never leave me, you know. And like I just have to get over that fear and like trust them, because they deserve my trust. So I need to like let go of that fear. It's gonna be really hard though, but like I'm trying, and I really do love them, and I'm like really trying to trust them, you know, with everything. And like it's just hard. But they've proven time and time again that they deserve my trust. Like they truly love me, and they're like going to be there for me. So I just need to get over this fear, you know? Like I just have to face it. Just like I've faced every single fear of mine. Like I've faced it head on. Okay, maybe that's a lie. Maybe I kind of like skirted around the fear, but then I was kind of like, whatever, fuck it. And then I just had to like turn around and face it. But like, you know what? I end up facing it anyways. So like, you know what? I end up kind of working through my fears. Like somewhat, sort of. They're kind of still there, but like they're better than they used to be, okay? Like, so, you know what? I can do this fear too. Like, I got this. Like, I got this. Like, I'm good. You know what? I'm good. I'm fine. I don't know if this is exactly true, but I'm trying to be fine. So, you know, there's that. Anyway, sorry for this, like, video again. But, yeah. Okay, bye. Oh, thank you for like the texts and the support and like all of that. That's really like, thank you. I really like appreciate that, and like it's really nice. So Thank you.